Kathy. That's the right place to be. I would like to call the 2022 meeting of the Wesleyan College Alumni Association to order. Please stand for the procession of seniors and candlelighters. Join us in singing the words to the supplication found on page 10 of your program. Please be seated for the invocation. The flowers on the stage today are in memory of alumni who have died since our last annual meeting, including Tina Roberts from the class of 1960 and Susan Payat Kimmy from the class of 1971.
Jesus,
I'm just going to take a minute and say that y'all look really good. It warms my heart to look out across here and see so many people back, so many different classes represented. I'm Jan Lawrence of the Great Green Class of 1980. We're celebrating our 40+2 reunion. I'm also the president of the Wesleyan College Alumni Association, and I greet all of you. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here for this unique alumni weekend. You have probably realized by now that you're actually back on campus with most of the classes that overlapped yours when you were a student. How fun that has been to catch up with each other and see people that, in my case, we haven't seen in a really long time. None of us had any idea in 2020, when the original decision was made to postpone Alumni Weekend from the spring to the fall. If you remember, we originally talked about having it in the fall of 2020. None of us had any idea how long it would be before we could safely gather again. We didn't know how different our world would be. To most of us, the word pandemic was something that we had studied in a history class somewhere along the way. Through it all, we've been reminded of how important it is to remain connected. And there is no greater reminder of that than looking around this room at the sea of green and gold and purple and red, or hearing the class cheers that I've heard since I arrived on campus Wednesday. Thank you for being here. I hope you're having fun and are catching up after way too long. I would now like to introduce Wesleyan trustee, Reverend Felicia Pearson Smith.
Good morning. Jan, thank you for that wonderful welcome, and there's nothing else to be said, but thank you, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees of Wesleyan College, we want to welcome each of you to this wonderful weekend. You can feel the spirit of sisterhood in this place. And at this time, we will have some remarks from our president, Dr. Vivian L. Fowler, and can you give her a hand and make her feel welcome as well? Thank you.
Well, good morning, Wesleyan alumni and guests, and welcome home. You do look wonderful this morning. What a spectacular showing of sisterhood and love there is in this room. From the particularly powerful and perky purple classes to the glorious, good-hearted, and gutsy golden classes, to the great, gracious, and groovy green classes, and finally, the remarkably radiant, regal, and rowdy red classes. Thank you all for making the effort to return to your alma mater for this celebration of friendship, new and old, and of all that we love about Wesleyan. I want to give a special greeting to our Golden Bells ×3, the classes of 1970, 71, and 72. You've worked hard for more than 2 years to prepare for this day, and you've made incredible gifts to the college, which will be announced later. You are truly an inspiration, and we thank you. We've missed you terribly, as Jan said, for the last 2 years. Canceled reunions and canceled alumni club meetings, but you've been in our hearts throughout this pandemic as you have experienced illness and death in your families, loneliness from isolation, canceled activities, way too many Zoom meetings, and fear about the future. You have been in our prayers, and we know that Wesleyan has been in your prayers. Here at Wesleyan, we've done our very best to provide for our students the Wesleyan experience they expect and deserve. And I'm so proud of Wesleyan for how well we have done for the last few years. We adopted the motto, "Protect the Pack," for the wonderful Wesleyan wolves that we are. We vaccinated almost 90% of our community, tested frequently, rearranged classroom eating and gathering spaces, optimized technology for instruction and meetings, and wore masks until the risk level decreased appropriately. And you helped us, alumni. You stepped in during the most difficult times. You sewed more than 1,400 cloth masks in the class colors to give our community protection when we couldn't purchase masks. Can you imagine that? And you provided snacks for almost 75 students who had to remain on campus during the period of the lockdown in the spring of 2020. You have continued to provide goodie bags for move-in day for our students, and you've partnered with our students to collect toys for our Christmas toy drive. You've participated in professional development panel discussions, in person or by Zoom, and you've registered for Handshake. Haven't you? You've registered for Handshake. It's our electronic system for connecting with students as mentors or providing internships and job opportunities. Our students covet a close relationship with you, and they look forward to you for valuable networks and opportunities. Yesterday, some of you joined me in Pierce Chapel to hear about what's been happening on campus for the last few years. Changes in facilities, changes in academic programs, and changes in student life programs. And if you haven't been on campus in, say, 5 years or maybe even 10 years, make sure you visit the newly renovated Willett Library, Pierce Chapel, which was completed in 2015, Taylor Hall, which was renovated in 2011, and maybe you haven't even seen the Monroe Science Center, which was completed in 2007. We've also had recent renovations to our athletic fields and equestrian center, and I hope you'll ride around campus and see those. I reported yesterday that we've had 4 years of record enrollment of new students, and we expect another great class of first-year students in the fall. And I assured you that while we have made many changes in our academic programs to prepare our students well for graduate school and professions and to prepare them to respond to the world's needs, I promised you that we continue to maintain the values that are dear to Wesleyan and to you. Strong academic programs, a community of care, and if you were there yesterday, you know that CARE stands for community, accountability, respect, and equity. Commitment to faith and service and leadership development. I titled my presentation, One Wesleyan, Moving Forward to a Third Century. Can you believe that Wesleyan is 185 years old? But what about its future? When some of us were in college in the 70s, there were more than 230 women's colleges. But today, there are only about 30 in the United States. My alma mater is now co-ed. The future of this college is up to you, Wesleyan alumni and soon-to-be alumni. What will the future hold for Wesleyan? In 1925, Wesleyan trustees launched the Greater Wesleyan campaign to raise funds to build this campus. And do you know they built it in 18 months? Isn't that just amazing? And opened in 1928. Now this beautiful campus with its sturdy buildings is almost 100 years old. In just 6 years, we'll celebrate the centennial of this campus, and then only 8 years later, the college will be 200 years old, ready to enter its third century. But you know, when things get to be old, well, I don't need to tell you how that story ends, do I? This year, we are launching a campaign to raise more than $6 million over the next few years to give many of the college's facilities a much-needed facelift. But it's not just about cosmetic improvements like replacing furniture in the residence halls. We must strengthen the infrastructure of this campus, replacing HVAC systems, floorings, and bathrooms. And the Candler Alumni Building requires significant renovation. We're counting on you to help us. Help us preserve the campus you know and love for the future, so we can continue to educate and inspire more and more alumni like you for lives of purpose, justice, and leadership. I hope you've seen the banners around campus that display the motto that these seniors came in with: One Wesleyan, many voices, find yours. And I'll bet that motto resonates with many of you alumni. As I've visited you over the years at your alumni meetings, and this weekend I've heard you talk about how Wesleyan helped you make you who you are today, helped you find your voice and use it well, helped you clarify your values and motivate you to work and serve where your gifts led you. And I've heard so many of you say you owe a debt of gratitude to Wesleyan because you could not have attended college without the generous scholarship you received from Wesleyan. We hear those stories as far back as alumni go, and we hear them today. Every day, we make decisions to ensure the health of Wesleyan College well into the future, and that we includes faculty, staff, administration, board of trustees, and alumni board of managers. But you all help us in that effort by supporting the college through your gifts, your leadership, your recommendation of new students, and of course, your prayers. Most of our students require some sort of financial assistance to go to Wesleyan, and your gifts to the Wesleyan Fund go a long way to provide that annual scholarship that we award each year. And your gifts to special capital projects like the library and improvements to residence halls make a difference as well. But don't forget your role in helping us recruit future Wesleyan students by presenting the Wesleyan First Award at your local high school, recommending daughters of friends and family to apply, recommending women and men to our graduate programs, or bringing prospective students to campus for a visit. We thank you for all you do for Wesleyan. You are a tremendous inspiration to our students who will soon join you, these graduating students of 2022. Some have blessed our campus for 4 years. Raise your hand if you've been here for 4 years. Some transferred to Wesleyan to complete degrees begun elsewhere. Is that you? And some made a fast track for themselves and finished in 3 years. We have a few of them too. And I know there are a few in the class of 2022 who persevered as part-time students for a long time, one almost 20 years. We are proud of all of you. So to you soon-to-be graduates, how many days? Just a few. Today you are joining a very special group, the alumni of Wesleyan College. Just look around at the alumni in this room. They represent thousands of alumni all around the world, a network of alumni who will bless you throughout your lifetime in ways you can only imagine. I am so glad you're here today to participate in this beautiful candle lighting ceremony. And it's just one of many Wesleyan traditions that mark this important milestone in your life. This wonderful group of seniors includes several with family connections to Wesleyan. So please stand if you're a senior whose relative is lighting your candle, or if you are an alum who is related to one of our seniors, please stand and let's show them how much we appreciate their carrying on the legacy of Wesleyan. It is truly a legacy. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for loving Wesleyan, and thank you for the great privilege of being your president. Have a wonderful alumni weekend.
Before we begin to celebrate our award recipients, I want to invite someone who needs no introduction to this gathered assembly to join me on the stage. Kathy Snow, are you here? Can you join me on the stage? While Kathy... While Kathy is making her way up here, I want to share what an honor it is to work with Kathy. How much fun it is as a member of the Board of Managers to work with her leadership. This weekend, we are celebrating Kathy as she celebrates her 50th reunion with 2 classes. Kathy has loved Wesleyan since she entered in the fall of 1966. Her classmates in the classes of 1970 and 1971 can attest to that fact. That love has never been more strong than it is today, and it's never been more visible than it is this weekend. Under Kathy's leadership, the Alumni Association has turned into a model that other institutions follow. Kathy has engaged Wesleyan alumni with her students so that each can learn from the other. Whether it is an ice cream social, a senior toast, a panel discussion, or a career day, Kathy encourages those relationships to form and grow strong. Those relationships, in turn, strengthen our Alumni Association. Kathy also ensures that alums have many opportunities to meet with and hear from Wesleyan's administration, Wesleyan's president, and other cabinet members as we hold various events on campus or as they travel around the country. She has done all of that in addition to overseeing every detail, and I have learned what those details are a little bit this weekend. She oversees every detail of events like this and answers every question of every alum gathered. She does it tirelessly with a smile on her face and is very gracious and loves to do it. I could go on. I could talk about Kathy for a really long time. This weekend, the Alumni Association wanted to do something in Kathy's honor to mark the occasion so that we could really celebrate with her. So I announced on Thursday evening during a dinner for the class of 1970 and 71 that we have renamed the Alumni Award for Distinguished Service to Wesleyan. It will now be known as the Kathy Coxey Snow Award for Distinguished Service to Wesleyan. The first The first presentation of this award will be in just a few minutes. We presented Kathy with this plate on Thursday evening. I'm going to read the inscription on it because it sums up what I've been trying to say in a lot more words than the inscription. In celebration of your dedication and devotion to Wesleyan College, the Alumni Association proudly honors Kathy Coxey Snow, 71, with the naming of the Alumni Award to be the Kathy Coxey Snow Distinguished Service to Wesleyan Award, April 2022. Now you can stand and we can celebrate Kathy again. Thank you. Absolutely.
This is a lot harder to do on stage. Thank you, Jan, and the Alumni Association. My heart is deeply grateful for this new naming of the Distinguished Alumni Award for Wesleyan. Service is a reward in itself, but then to know that your name will be linked with many wonderful Wesleyan women who'll be recognized for their service to the college is overwhelming. And I'm really humbled by this acknowledgement, and I want to thank you. And I just want to say to the Alumni Association, how did you pull this off? without me knowing about it. And I think someone said lots of conference calls and Zoom meetings. So thank you so much, and I love you all, and thank you.
We all have email inboxes full of emails that in big letters say, "Do not forward to Kathy." Now I'd like to invite Mary Jo Fincher Plowden from the class of '68 to come to the stage.
Okay, so I'm a member of the Secret Crybaby Club. So how am I going to follow this? I am Mary Jo Fincher Plowden, a great green knight of the class of '68. It is my privilege to present to my dear friend, Jane Price Claxton, for this Distinguished Service Award. During her 25-year career as an English teacher and guidance counselor at Mount DeSales High School in Macon, Jane Price Claxton, class of '68, endeared herself to students and colleagues alike, and she brings the same energy and dedication to her volunteer work in the community. But perhaps most notable have been Jane's many contributions to Wesleyan College, her exemplary service on the Wesleyan Alumnae Association's Board of Managers spanning 15 years, to include chairing 3 highly successful Catherine Payne Carnes lecture series, effectively nominating outstanding alumni for induction into Georgia Women of Achievement, editing class notes for the Wesleyan magazine, and recruiting new students for the college. Jane is also a founder of the Macon Alumni Pioneer Book Club. Having supported the Wesleyan Fund since graduation, she is a member of the Forever First Society and has served as a candlelighter and alumni admissions representative, former Loyalty Fund chair, and as a class reunion committee member. Currently, Jane is a member of the Board of Trustees. Indeed, her alma mater is grateful to Jane for the countless hours of devoted service she has provided over the years. Today, the Wesleyan Alumnae Association proudly honors Jane Price Claxton with the 2020 first-time Kathy Coxey Snow Distinguished Service to Wesleyan Award.
Hello, I am Lynn Golson-Priester, class of '72, Great Green Knight, and I'm here to present the Distinguished Service to the Community Award to Joyce Rice Ellison. In her senior year at Wesleyan, Joyce Rice Ellison took a journalism class that led to a job with the Macon Telegraph following graduation. There she became the Georgia Living editor and earned the Georgia Press Association Award for Best Feature Section. In 1978, Joyce moved to Hawkinsville and became active with the Junior Women's Club, working on beautification projects and obtaining training equipment for first responders. Twice her work earned the club's Citizen of the Year Award. At her church, Joyce worked to raise money for a new organ and began service as a volunteer organist, which she continued for 15 years. She also developed a choir and co-directed the children's musicals. Joyce has served on the Alumni Association's Board of Managers, was volunteer accompanist for Stratford Academy's chorus, was active in the Macon Little Theater, and joined the Morning Music Club of Macon. In 2012, Joyce became the branch manager of Roden Library in Hawkinsville, where she developed programming, writing and directing songs, skits, and scripts for special events. In 2018, the Chamber of Commerce of Hawkinsville named her Citizen of the Year. Indeed, wherever Joyce has lived, she has made her community better. Today, the Wesleyan College Alumni Association proudly presents the 2022 Award for Distinguished Service to the Community to Joyce Rice Ellison.
Good morning. It gives me great honor to present to you today our Young Alumni Award recipient, Ms. Leah Roberts of class of 2008. Leah's contributions in the field of molecular diagnostics during the COVID-19 pandemic made a huge difference in the lives of more than 1 million people. Leah helped Ipsen Diagnostics Molecular develop a high throughput method of testing that was not being used by the CDC. And this method allowed for their company to increase the number of samples that were due to be analyzed from a simple 100 samples per week to 10,000 samples a day in a matter of months. Under her leadership, the FDA granted an emergency use authorization to Ipsen, the first lab in the state of Georgia and the 12th in the country to receive this authorization. Leah was thrust into this position of molecular diagnostic manager, and her normal day-to-day task grew on an exponential scale. Labs across the country that use the same equipment began using Ipsen's protocols to start their own processing. In September of 2021, this Lean Six Sigma Green Belt was promoted to Chief Operating Officer at Ipsen. In February of 2022, Leah was honored by Biz Women Atlanta Business Chronicle Mentoring Monday as one of the 20 local business community's most influential women leaders in the city of Atlanta. You know, when you read the words, they don't do any justice whatsoever until you read it out loud. This is amazing. Leah is fulfilling a vital need for diverse female role models in the field of science. She is a woman of color at the helm of life-saving technology. Today, the Wesleyan College Alumni Association would like to honor you, Leah Gabrielle Roberts, with the 2022 Young Alumni Award. Congratulations.
I'm really kind of glad Anna had to read those words and not me. Yes. Now we're going to make a special presentation. I would like to ask Dr. Vivia Lawton-Fowler to join me. This weekend, we want to thank Vivia for 15 years of true, faithful, and loyal service to Wesleyan, and celebrate that service with her. Vivia was provost and VP of Academic Affairs for 10 years before becoming president 5 years ago. As president, Vivia has welcomed 4 of the largest first-year classes in recent history. She has seen the Willett Library renovation completed and funded, has represented Wesleyan at hundreds of community and national meetings, served on numerous community boards and higher education advisory committees, and has traveled the country meeting with Wesleyan alums. This year, she founded the Lane Center for Racial and Social Justice that was made possible by 2 grants received last year. You've all probably seen the announcements about the work of the center and the partnership with the Tubman Museum. Wesleyan will be proud of that for years to come. As provost, Vivia developed and launched the Wesleyan Academy for Lifelong Learning, where I happen to know that she also taught, and added the Bachelor of Science in Nursing program. Those are just a few of the many accomplishments that she has. The Board of Managers, Vivia, is making a donation on behalf of the Alumni Association, is making a donation in your honor to the Lane Center for Racial and Social Equity. We would also like to give you a gift to commemorate this. Please stand and join me in thanking and celebrating Dr. Fowler for her service to the Wesleyan community for the last 15 years. I will.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Natalie Puckett Evans, PK of O2. I love you guys. I actually love all of you. I see so many faces that have poured into my life and made me proud of who I am. And the sense of connection to you and the sense of connection to this place is so powerful, it is restorative, and I hope that you feel it too. I sense it in this place and in you. And I pray that this weekend brings you as much joy as possible, because we have certainly waited long enough to be together and to hug it out. And I hope that you will hug it out and that you will enjoy all the weekend has to offer. We have a tremendous number of events still to come. They're in your programs. I won't read them to you, but know that there's a happy hour still to be had, panel discussions, wonderful food, and fellowship. So please, get your cameras out, enjoy being together, and make those memories. This kind of weekend does not happen without an army of volunteers. You have a large list on page 2 of the program, but I just want to highlight a few, if I may. We want to thank Helen Ann Richards, class of 80, and Nadine Cheek of 79 for the great concert last night. We want to thank Michael McGee, the organist, who is always here to provide music and background to our gatherings. We want to thank Nidra Martin Malone, class of 65, who continues to be decorations chair for all of the beautiful flowers you see through the weekend. She does this tirelessly, and we are so thankful, Nidra, for you and your gifts, and for the committee that worked with you to make all of those flowers happen. We want to thank all the students who have been part of making this weekend happen, from folding programs to handing out candles to assembling packets and many, many more. I think they like driving the golf carts best. I want to thank the entire technical staff here and the entire food staff. If you haven't had a meal here at Alumni Weekend yet, you are in for a treat. The Mets staff took over providing food for this campus in the fall of 19. So this is, in fact, their first Alumni Weekend, and they have set the bar very high. We're very spoiled with wonderful meals at all the Golden Bells events. and I'm sure we're in for a treat for lunch and happy hour. I want to thank the Alumni Office, the Advancement Office, and all their student workers who spent many hours, evenings, and weekends. Mary Catherine Borland, who is chair of candle lighting and junior marshals. Mary Catherine moved away from Macon this year, and it took a whole troop of volunteers to take your place in all of the many behind-the-scenes efforts that you take care of, among them being Beverly Mitchell, Lisa Flora, Sally McKenna, Vita Oliveris. Not that you got out of coming back, but these volunteers were led by one fearless leader who I'd be remiss if I didn't thank from the stage. Judy Whitaker, class of 75, is so deserving of many, many drinks from me, but you are also deserving of recognition of this entire room. May you please join me in thanking Judy. And Judy, we do have a gift for you from the Alumni Association. Thank you for all of your hard work. Of course, none of this would be possible if we weren't coming back to celebrate together. I'd like to thank those from the 50th reunion classes, the 1972 Grand Marshals who kicked us off and led us into the room, Susan McDonald Sheehan and Lynn Golston-Priester, and the flag bearer, Elizabeth Rogers Kelly. A special recognition to the 3 50th reunion classes and their committees in this unprecedented year who really persevered and struggled through the patience and said, we want to be together in person, and here we are. From the class of 1970, Peggy Persons Fox and Susan Woodward Walker as co-chairs. The class of 71, Susie McDonald Sheehan as chair, and the class of 72, Lynn Golston-Priester and Linda Chance Newiger. Each of these women and their committees, you did incredible work. You did not give up. You knew we would be here and that this day would be here, all in perfect timing. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for your dedication to your classmates and your college. Before I do a roll call of classes, which I know is what you really want to do, I hope you're getting ready to stand up and cheer loudly, especially you guys right there. I want to thank those who've traveled the furthest this year to be with us today. Will Karen Sumter and Nadine Coco and Martha Connor Richards all please stand? These 3 individuals have traveled an incredible distance to be with us today, and we want to recognize and thank them. Martha has traveled with us from Napa, California, and has traveled the furthest state within the states. And then Karen and Nanette get a special gift. I'm sorry, y'all, my glasses and this print. You guys have traveled all the way from Costa Rica and are the farthest travelers to be with us today. We do have a small token of appreciation for y'all as well. All right, so I do want to remind you that we took pictures already. I hope you didn't miss yours. And so as a result, you don't have to wait in the sun after this meeting for anything. You can go straight to lunch. And the lunch is happening in 2 places because there's so many of us and so many classes. So if you are the class of 2000 or younger, you're going to be in the Oval Hall. Prior to 2000 is going to be in Anderson Dining Hall. And now I'm excited to do the roll call of classes. Will you please stand with your class as I call your year? We're going to go newest first, the class of 2021, celebrating their first reunion. The class of 2020, also celebrating a first reunion. Class of 2019. Celebrating their 5th reunions, class of 2017. Class of 2016. Class of 2015. Celebrating their 10th reunions, Class of 2012. Class of 2011. Class of 2010. Celebrating their 15th reunions, Class of 2007. Class of 2006. Class of 2005. Celebrating 20th reunions, Class of 2002. Class of 2001. Class of 2000. Celebrating their silver 25th anniversaries, Class of 1997. Class of 1996. Class of 1995. Celebrating their 30th reunions, Class of 1992. Class of 1991. Class of 1990. Celebrating their Jade 35th anniversaries, Class of 1987. Class of 1986. Class of 1985. Celebrating their 40th anniversaries, Class of 1982. Class of 1981. Class of 1980. Celebrating 45th reunions, Class of 1977. Class of 1976. Class of 1975. Our Golden Bells 50th reunion classes, the class of 1972, class of 1971. And the class of 1970. Celebrating their 55th reunions, 1967. Class of 1966. The class of 1965. Celebrating their 60th reunions, the class of 1962. The class of 1961. The class of 1960. Celebrating their 65th reunion, the class of 1957. Now, do we have anyone here from a class before 1957? We have 4 alumni from this class who are attending this reunion, and we have a small gift of appreciation for each of you. Let's give them another round of applause. Finally, among our recognitions today, we are deeply honored to recognize Wesleyan's first 5 Black graduates in the class of 1972 as they celebrate their 50th class reunion. We are so thankful for your courage. For you, every act on this campus demanded a kind of bravery that simply can never be required of most of us. You understood you were part of something so much bigger than yourselves. You made it work, and you paved a way for everyone. Thank you, sisters, for helping me say it better than I could ever have said it alone. I hope you will join us this afternoon at a panel discussion celebrating the first 5, featuring them. And please, we just want you to have our tremendous appreciation and thanks. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Naja Webb, who has a special presentation.
Hello, hello. I am Nadja Webb, a pirate class of 2013. And I am honored to come down here today from Smyrna. Specifically, this isn't my reunion year. I feel like I kind of snuck in on everybody's things, but I wanted to come here specifically to honor the first 5 Black women to matriculate from Wesleyan College. It's their 50th anniversary, their class reunion year, and if you don't know, some of you are aware of the Sisters of the First 5, which is an alumni affinity group that started just a few years ago by Brendis Roberts and Faith Sumter. They worked to put together a group of alumni to basically connect with the Black students who were on campus, some of the Black students who would graduate, and create a network so that we can keep in contact with one another. But one year, there was an incident on campus that sparked a lot of discomfort with the students, with the faculty, with the staff, and no one knew how to react to it. And in response to that, we thought about another time, just 50 years ago, when we were faced with a different kind of environment, but a similar incident and a similar discomfort that just couldn't be quieted. And we thought, in honor of the women who came, and these women's names, because I don't think we mentioned it yet, have we said them? I'm gonna read their names, okay? That is Sonia Tomlinson Holland. That is Marvette Baldwin Jenkins. That is Christine Everett. That is Dylene Tolbert Taylor. And that is Carolyn McClinton. During a time when Wesleyan still was trying to fully integrate, they may not have been the first Black women to actually step foot on the campus in the capacity of attending, but they were the first 5 women that said, I came and my presence is gonna open the door, but my success in graduation will widen that door so that all my sisters could come through. And their legacy today is that I'm able to be on this stage and be able to announce an award that we put together in their honor to help out their sisters, the sisters of the first 5 women to matriculate, the first 5 Black women to matriculate from this campus, that we will be formally awarding next year in their honor. So thank you so much for being here, for doing this, for today.
And I would like to share with you all that the Alumni Association is making a donation to this award fund in honor of the 5 women that Nadja just referenced. Now I would like to invite Jane Manley-Wheelis, class of '67, to the podium.
Good morning. I have the privilege of announcing the top 3 classes for giving and percentage of participation for the last 3 alumni weekends. So bear with me. This is a time to celebrate the generosity that President Fowler mentioned earlier, and feel free to wave and whoop if your class is mentioned. So let's begin. The top 3 classes with the highest percentage of participation for Alumni Weekend 2020 were the class of 75, 32%. The class of 70, 31.55%. And the class of 60 with 28.5%. Now, in 2020, the top 3 classes in giving were the class of 60, $129,800. Class of 75 gave $125,795. And the class of 65 contributed $83,245. The 50th reunion class for 2020 was the class of 1970. That class contributed $67,000 to name 2 study rooms in Willett Library. Additionally, they gave $292,000 to Wesleyan during the 5 years preceding their 50th reunion. Class of 1970. Now we move to Alumni Weekend 2021. The top 3 classes with the highest percentage of participation were the class of 71 with 44%, the class of 1961 with 27%, and the class of 76 with 21.5%. The top 3 classes in giving during 2021 were the class of 56, $82,475. And then the class of 81 contributed $42,700, class of 81, and class of 71 contributed $32,600. The reunion class for 2021 was the class of 71. They gave $56,000 to name the archival workroom on the 3rd floor of Willett Library. During the 5 years leading up to the 50th reunion, the class of 51 contributed $109,000 to the college. Now we move to this Alumni Weekend 2022. The reunion classes with the highest percent of participation are, to no one's surprise, class of 1972, 46% participation, class of 82, 22% participation, and class of 1942, 18% participation. The following classes are the top 3 in giving for this Alumni Weekend. Top class, class of 1947, $200,000. Just shows if you live long enough, maybe you'll have money, right? And proudly, I announce in giving for this Alumni Weekend, in the 2nd place is the class of 1967 with $103,000. Those are my people. And the class of 72 contributed $82,300. Since their 45th reunion, the class of 1972 has contributed $168,000 to Wesleyan, including $102,000 for campus landscaping and beautification. Thank you all so much. We appreciate your generosity.
I just reappear. So my name is Anna Cornelius Martin, class of 2004. Don't worry, because it's not my reunion year, so I get it. But, but it gives me great pleasure to say that we have officially closed on our bylaws revisions process, and we would just like to take an opportunity as the Board of Managers to say thank you all for all the attention and the cooperation that you've demonstrated. While we've been going through this revision process, we've received over 180 comments, and we're so proud to say that we have addressed every single one of them to the best of our abilities. I'd like to call up President Jan Lawrence, Jan, who has now become like a true sister to me, because while we were going through this revisions, I never knew that we could text complicated questions and answer complicated questions until we went through this revisions process. So I'd like to turn it over to our president, who will conduct the official vote.
All of those in favor of the amendments to the bylaws, please say so. Aye. All opposed? Hearing none, they pass. Let me just say one thing. Anna, thank you. This woman worked tirelessly on a bylaws revision that we had been trying to do for 8 years. She managed to make it happen.
Good morning. I'm Mary Catherine Borland, class of 2004, and it has been my privilege to serve as the member at large for nominations for the past 2 years. On behalf of the bylaws committee, on behalf of the nominations committee and the board of managers, I present to you the membership, the slate of officers for this upcoming set of terms. Alumna trustee Robin Gobin, class of 2006. Member at large for educational enrichment, Jasmine Shy-Coates, class of 2006. Member at large for nominations, Teresa Lawson, class of 1997. And member at large for Alumni Weekend, Mary Catherine Borland, class of 2004. I ask that you accept these nominations, and no other nominations have been received.
All those in favor of the nominations? All opposed? Thank you all. Congratulations to our new board members. If you are here today, please stand. And I'd like to acknowledge and ask to stand if they are here, our outgoing board members from the past 3 years. Melanie Lewis, class of 1993. Faith Sumter, 2008. Jamie McQuilkin, 2006. Shanita Miller, 2006. Katie Sadler Stevenson, 2000. Natalie Puckett Evans, 2002, and Sally Moffett McKenna, 1975. Thank you so much for your years of dedicated service on the Alumni Board. Now I would like to ask all of the previous board members who may be in the room to stand. There are many of you. Please stand. Thank you all as well for your service. Now I have one more special presentation. I would like to invite Abby Smoke-Lashinsky from the class of 2001 to come to the stage. Abby was our president during the pandemic. She managed to corral all of us from lots of different situations, whatever we were in, and bring us together. Some of the ways she brought us together, we are continuing even to this day. It was probably not the easiest thing she's ever done because we were all trying to figure out what a pandemic was and how we lived in one. She managed to keep us connected to each other and to the college. She started us down the path of the bylaws update for the bylaws that we just passed. And as I mentioned, some of the processes she put in place for how the board operates, we are continuing. Abby, I love you. Thank you. And now we would like to present you with a gift that we did not get to give you because we have not been able to meet as a board in person in a really long time.
Thank you. Love you. Love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Abby. Now I would like to invite Susan Reynolds Gregory to the stage. Oh, sorry. I'm inviting the wrong person. Maybe. I'm not.
Susan Woodward Walker began her service to Wesleyan College more than 50 years ago as my roommate for all 4 years. It's been a long time. But she started out, she's been the chair of the student division of the Wesleyan College Capital Gifts Campaign. Over the years, she has served the Wesleyan College Alumni Association Board of Managers, including co-chair of the committee organizing our 50th anniversary. As a current trustee, Susan chairs the development committee and is a member of the finance committee, always using her talents to advance the college in growing financial support and student enrollment. She developed the Wesleyan First Book Award, which is given to outstanding high school sophomores who receive significant scholarships if they matriculate at Wesleyan. Susan is a member of the Forever First Society, and Wesleyan is fortunate indeed that her two sisters, Mary Margaret Woodward McNeil, 60, and Judy Woodward Gregory, 63, have chosen to continue a family tradition of service to Wesleyan, begun by their mother, Wesleyan's legendary Miss Julia Monroe Woodward, class of 1934. So, today, Wesleyan College Alumni Association proudly honors my roomie with the 2020 Kathy Coxey Snow Award for Distinguished Service to Wesleyan.
Hi, I'm Mary Catherine Borland again, and it's my honor to honor Miss Felicia Pearson Smith. Felicia Pearson Smith grew up feeling called to the ministry during a time when few black women were entering the profession. She earned the distinction of being the first black woman to be admitted and to graduate from the Candler School of Theology with a master's degree in divinity. In 2015, the Black Student Caucus of Candler named Felicia the recipient of the first annual Felicia Pearson Smith Trailblazer Award for significant leadership in the church. Licensed in 1977 and ordained in 1985, the focus of her outreach is to women and especially to pastors' wives. A nationally noted speaker, preacher, and women's conference leader, Felicia teaches online classes, hosts a weekly Facebook Live discussion, and is the author of My Hair, My Marriage. Felicia has returned to campus as a panelist during Black History Month, participated in the Telling Our Stories convocation, and has worked with campus leaders on diversity and inclusion efforts. Today, the Wesleyan College Alumni Association proudly honors Reverend Felicia Pearson Smith with the 2020 Distinguished Service to the Church Award. Uh-oh. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. It is also my honor to present the Young Alumna Award from 2020 to Jessica Kendrick Thomas, class of 2008, who was unable to join us this weekend. And so I wanted to still read so that y'all got to hear about her. At Wesleyan, Jessica Kendrick Thomas served on the Council of Judicial Affairs all 4 years and as chancellor her senior year. She participated in Summer Leadership Institute 2007, held several positions with SGA, and was a member of Mortar Board and Alpha Kappa Psi. After graduating in 2008 with a degree in English, Jessica earned her master's degree in business administration in 2012 from North Carolina Central University. She began working with the United States Navy in Washington, D.C. Jessica's career has been focused on assisting in Navy audit readiness efforts, and today she serves as an analyst for Booz Allen and Hamilton Associates, where she works as a contractor to improve military pay functions for the Navy. She enjoys volunteering at her church and at Wesleyan College, serving on the Board of Trustees and as a mentor to students entering the workforce, among so many other things. For her leadership roles, her dedication to serving her country, and for the tireless hours she volunteers with her alma mater, the Wesleyan College Alumni Association is proud to honor Jessica Kendrick Thomas with the 2020 Young Alumna Award.
Good morning. I'm Linda Brown Walker, the Red Pirate class of 1973. Thank you. And we were the honored little sisters of the class of 1971, and so glad to see you today. Pam and I might break into stunt songs if we stand up here too long, but anyway, I want you to know about my dear friend Pamela Henry Pate. She has served as one of Wesleyan's greatest ambassadors. She often served as a class liaison, as a fundraiser for her class's 50th reunion project, and encourages generous donations from other alumni. Pam started the North Carolina Triangle Alumni Club, and during the pandemic, we were even able to meet as a book club, the Wesleyan Book Club, because Pam had a screen porch. Each year, she organizes a WOW project for the Triangle Alumni Club, and she communicates with us through her e-newsletter that she originated to keep alumni connected to one another and the college. She has even driven alums from her area to campus so they could attend their class reunions. As the art teacher at Chapel Hill High School, Pam distinguished herself for her work under 4 governors with the North Carolina Holocaust Council. And she continues to be active in Colonial Dames 1890, DAR, and the Jamestown Society. Pam was one of the first visual art teachers to receive certification by the National Board of Professional Standards. She is an active volunteer in her church, chairing a fundraiser for community outreach. Pamela Henry Pate has taken full advantage of her Wesleyan education to speak up for her beliefs, to follow her passion for serving others, and to secure Wesleyan's future for others. She is most worthy to receive the 2022 Kathy Coxey Snow Distinguished Service to Wesleyan College Award.
It is my privilege right now to read the citation for Dr. Brittany Joyner Lucas for the Young Alumna Award. After graduating from Wesleyan, Dr. Brittany Joyner Lucas earned her MED degree with secondary reading endorsement at Georgia College and State University, and then began her career as a middle school teacher. Later, she accepted the role of literacy teacher at what is now Central Georgia Technical College, before advancing to the position of lead adult education instructor in Pulaski County, where she helps students earn their GEDs and become contributing members of society. During the next few years, her career led her to develop and implement a program allowing students to enroll in college courses for credit while they worked on their GEDs, and she continued working with adult learners and high school students in the areas of dual enrollment and in economic development training. Currently, Brittany serves CGTC as Executive Director for Reentry Services, providing technical certificates of credit and on-the-job training for citizens at 13 Georgia correctional facilities. She also created multifaceted educational and job readiness programs for residential substance abuse treatment facilities within the Georgia Department of Corrections and the Georgia Department of Juvenile Justice. Brittany has returned to campus to speak with students and to serve alumni panels through the years. The Wesleyan College Alumni Association is proud to honor Dr. Brittany Joyner Lucas with the 2020 Young Alumna Award.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I would like to ask all current and former Alumni Award recipients to stand. Seniors, these are Wesleyan women of achievement in whose footsteps we hope you will follow. Every class has a unique Wesleyan experience. Your 4 years here included 2 years of a pandemic, so your experience is perhaps more unique than most. I hope you have gained through it the strength that comes from being a part of the Wesleyan community. The friendships you have made while you were here and those you will make with other alums over the next many years will last a lifetime. Whether you're starting a career when you leave Wesleyan, going to graduate school, traveling, or other, know that you will always be home at Wesleyan. You will always be welcomed back. We hope to see you here for many alumni weekends to come. Congratulations. Please stand for the reading of the Benson Charge. Alumni of Wesleyan, to our alma mater belong two distinctions: that of being the first college chartered to grant degrees to women, and that of having the oldest alumni association. When did the alumni of Wesleyan first meet on campus to organize this association? 1859. What was the purpose of this organization as stated in this Constitution?
To revive the friendships formed in our brotherhood, to enliven the future of prosperity communities, to form a nucleus around which many shall unite in the future, to furnish food for thought and profitable reflection, as well as to contribute to the strength and prosperity of our alma mater.
And that today is still the purpose of our association. You, the class of 2022, who are about to join the band of 9,000, whose privilege it has been to spend their college years on the Wesleyan campus, remember that the privilege has been granted to comparatively few persons. Remember that, as Emerson said, large advantages bind you to larger generosity, and you would owe it to the world to give it to others. The best that is in you, do you, members of the class of 2022, accept the responsibilities of alumni of Wesleyan College, pledging yourselves to keep always burning the love which was kindled here among you during your student days? I charge you, as did Catherine Brewer Benson, the first graduate of Wesleyan, speaking to the class of 1888 when they were seniors. Members of the graduating class, demands will be made upon you which were not made upon us. Your training, if you are true to it, will amply qualify you to meet those demands. No wiser blessing could I wish for you than that you may be true to every God-appointed work. Please continue to stand as we sing the Alma Mater.